outside, ready to get the harvester put away from our last harvest and begin baling the straw on this field. And that's really our goal for today, is to get the straw baled. We're going to need to move that header trailer. So let's grab the John Deere real quickly. We'll move that header trailer to a position where we can get the header on it, and then we'll get started baling real soon. One question that we're going to need to answer here is, where are we going to store this? If you remember from the last episode, it was quite difficult getting this harvester and the header out of the barn, the shed that it was stored in. So I really don't want to store it back in that shed, but that's probably the only shed large enough to manage this particular piece of equipment, the size of this piece of equipment. So we may just be leaving it out for a bit, and hopefully the elements won't be too harsh on it. So let's drive up into the yard and see what we think about a storage place for the harvester. I think it will fit here in the shed that houses our shop, and I think that's basically what we're going to have to do. It's going to be a very tight fit. It's essentially going to have to go straight back in, and that's about it because of the slope of the roof. But I do think that this is probably the best place for it, since it's not quite as tight in entry and exit as the other barn. And I don't think there are any other barns that we've got, any other sheds that we've got, that have a large enough door, or quite honestly, a tall enough roof. So I think we're going to park it right in here, and we'll bring the header in and get it somewhere nearby in just a moment. All right, harvester and header put away. That's not a great position for the header, but it's going to have to do. And it has gotten dark pretty quick here. I didn't realize how close we were to the end of August. So again, just as a little learning tool here, Farming Simulator now has seasons built in. So we do actually have to pay attention to the month. I am working on 1-day seasons right now. And so I'm thinking that maybe we turn the time scale down. I've got it set at times 10. And I'm just thinking that maybe we need to turn that down a little bit, give us a little bit more time in each month right now to get something done. So rather than treating things like days, we have to treat the days like months, right? So let's take a quick look at planting and things like that. So in September, October, November, we can plant wheat, barley. We could be planting oat, canola. So and it looks like we'd actually do that at the beginning of March as well. So if we don't get anything planted this fall, it's not a huge problem because basically everything could get planted in March, April, or May. That's good news. So I think we'll go ahead and sleep through the night, and then in the morning we'll get started on baling the hay. I'm going to pull the tractor up around to the house just so I don't have to walk. Bright and early 7 a.m. start. I've always been an early riser, so it's not going to be any different out here on the farm. We'll head down into John Deere, and even though it's barely light outside, we're going to go ahead and get into that field and get that straw baled. Now this coon baler is really nice because we can actually change the size of the bale from 125 centimeters, 150, or 180. So we're going to go with 180 centimeter bales. There's no reason for me to not do the largest bale here on this field and minimize the number of bales that we've actually got to move around and things like that. So we're going to do that. We're also going to turn on automatic drop. So once the baler gets to 100%, it's going to unload without me having to tell it anything. So we'll turn it on. We'll lower the pickup and get into the field here, baling our first set of straw. we have it. The first straw baling done here on Court Farm. I'm going to go ahead and put the baler back, and then we need to go and get those out of the field. But in order to do that, we'll use the telehandler for that with the bale spike. But we do need somewhere to put them, so we are going to have to head to the shop and see what we can find when it comes to bale trailers, or just a trailer in general to put bales on, you know. So that will be our next task as soon as I get this backed around this corner. May not have been too pretty, but it's at least pretty much back where we found it. Alright, let's pull out of here and go check out what the shop has when it comes to bale trailers. In our trailer category, we'll go to bale loaders. Let's start here. Some of the base game things, the Farm Tech, the Agro Liner there. I really don't want to use autoload. These are in for a variety of different reasons. But there are some other interesting ones here. This Lizard bale trailer, but it's got a gooseneck on it. Or here's the bumper pole, similar kind. I'm not sure how many of those will hold. An older style flatbed that can have some other options on it as well. Oh, Rhino Agro, Roland, and then these Lizard trailers. So 5 bales, and I'm not sure how many this is, but this kind of goes over the top, grabs them, and picks them up. I think that's kind of a neat one. And this one goes at the sides. I don't know why it looks like it, how it does in the other one, but 16,000 versus 9,000. I think we're going to go with the $9,000 one. I think this is a pretty neat looking trailer here. But I do think that we probably just need to go with like a dark gray on it. So, all right, let's go pick this up from the shop. I think this will be our first trip up to the shop. So I need to figure out where it is. Well, we have made it to the shop without any spectacular events. It's here on our left, and we should see our bale loader, our bale trailer there at any moment. Not there, but around the corner here. Yes, there it is. Oh, along with that roller that I had completely forgotten that we purchased. So we will have to come back and grab that sometime soon. Ready? See if we can get backed up and hooked up here to the bale loader trailer sort of thing. You know, I do hope that we made the big round bales, the like 180 centimeter bales. I hope that they fit in this. I didn't even really think about that when we were either making the bales or buying this trailer. So hopefully this works out. We're going to head back up to the field, head back up to the farm, and go ahead and try and pull the bales off the field. If that doesn't work out, then we will, make a different choice and do something different here. I have a real bad feeling about this. Yeah, there's no way that bale is going to fit in there. So that's a pretty big bummer that I made that mistake and didn't think about it. Here's going to be the worst thing. Okay, no, it doesn't tell us. Thank goodness. I was going to say, the worst thing is going to be if it tells us that it won't hold those. But that's okay. It's at least only 9,000 pounds, and we're going to go ahead and return that. We got to run back up and grab that roller anyway. So what we'll do is we'll jump in the Fairson telehandler here, and we'll just move these bales one by one real quickly. We do have a bale spake right here, so we'll get these off the field and into probably this shed right here behind us, and then we'll go take care of go return that trailer and also pick up our roller. Well, we made it back from the shop, but I got a little change of plans here. Let's go jump in the Massey, and we are going to do a little mowing today. And so the Massey, I've already got back here on our Coon mower. We're going to go hop in, and I got a couple of new purchases that I decided to make at the shop when I went down for that roller. A couple of things to note while I'm here. So the seeder is attached to this power harrow, the HR 4040, and then there's the seeder on the back, which is the Venta 4030, which is great. Or maybe it's the other way around. No, I think this is the harrow. Well, let's check and make sure. 4040, yeah. So here's the problem. This bad boy needs 160 horsepower, and the seeder needs 60. So combine those, and you get 220 horsepower. And then you come look at our tractors, and we have one at 190 and one at 170. So that's a bit of a problem. I love this setup because it means that we don't have to cultivate. We can just make one pass when we plant. But we don't have a tractor that will run that setup right now. And that's a pretty big problem. So we're going to either need to think about buying a tractor, or we're going to have to run the power harrow separately. Yeah, I figured I'd catch that door with the lawnmower there. We're either going to have to run that separately, power harrow and then seeder, or we're going to have to buy a new tractor, is basically the situation that we're in. So to that end, here right in front of us, you're going to see the purchases I made. One of them is a tedder, that's the big tall one, and one of them is a windrower, that's the smaller one on the left. The windrower actually attaches to the front of a tractor, and the tedder attaches to the back. So this is going to allow us to do both hay and silage. Well, it's not going to allow us to do silage because I don't have a wrapper. So that is actually a problem. But we could, rent a wrapper, rent a forage wagon, something like that. What we are going to do now is go ahead and do some mowing. We know that we own field 54, which is grass. And we also own this field out here, which I know isn't showing up as grass. Could I not mow that? Dude, I thought I could totally mow this. Let's find out real quickly. If I can't mow that, I'm going to be kind of bummed. My plan was to mow this field and turn it into hay bales. And then go and mow 54. Okay, so I can mow it, but it's not dropping anything. Let's make sure that there's not a setting on my mower that I need to adjust. Oh, what a bummer. I didn't know that about this map. Oh, I thought I had two massive grass fields. Lame. Okay, well then we're not going to mow this because what's the point? What we're going to do then is head back to field 54. We are going to mow field 54, half of it. I think we'll go ahead and head up into hay, and the other half, maybe we'll think about getting a wrapper. I don't know. A wrapper's going to be another few $1,000s. We're only at 46,000, and we're going to have to think about potentially a tractor that's going to be 220 horsepower. It's a pretty big tractor, and we're going to need some funds for that. So let's mow, and then we'll decide what exactly it is that we're going to do with everything. This is a tight fit back here. This is a pretty large grass field, but I don't feel like it should take us too long to mow. We're going to have to make several passes between mowing, windrowing, and or tedding, whatever it is we choose to do. But I don't think it should take too long to get the actual mowing part done. So we'll see you in a little bit when this is finished. Well, the mowing of that field certainly took longer than I expected. The shadows are getting long in the day here in the month of September, and actually, it's looking like potential rain. If we check the top corner there, that's not necessarily ideal when we've got cut grass out in the field. Plan is, I think I am going to go ahead and just windrow half of it to try and prepare for some silage, and I will ted the other half in order to get some hay bales out of it too. Now, unless we're planning on doing something with that hay and silage, there's not a whole lot of point in doing both hay and silage. So certainly I am hoping to get our livestock moving pretty quickly here and organizing some of that. So hay would allow us to get some sheep right off the bat. It would also move us towards being able to have food for cows. So there are a couple of things that we can prepare for with hay. Silage obviously will be for cows. I guess that may not be obvious to everybody, but silage will go towards getting the best feed we can for our cows, but it's also a great item to just sell. There is no way that this mower is actually going to fit in this garage, but I don't feel like putting it back in that shed that's so hard to get to. So we're going to leave it here and just leave the doors open. Before we go for this episode, because again, that taking as long as it did, we are going to have to call this the end of episode 2 here on Court Farm. There is one other thing that I'd like to do. We have a whole mess of wheat, as I'm sure you know, from the harvest in episode 1. And I do want to go ahead and get some sort of income coming from that wheat, but it's not going to be by selling it. That's for sure. We are going to hook up to the trailer here, and on the way out to the silo, we're going to make a stop, and we're going to pick up a couple of chickens. So our chicken trigger, I believe, is that paw right there, and the tipper next to it is the food space. So let's hop out of the tractor and go into the chicken buying screen. How do I open that? Switch on off. No, I don't want course play. Do I?
Oh, that's cows. Chickens. That's what I want. Open it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I just wasn't there yet. So we've got chickens for 5 pounds. And the 5-pound chickens are 0 months old, 2-month gestation period, and a 6 months of puberty. Chickens produce eggs, which can be sold directly or processed further. Chicken, like wheat, barley, and sorghum, this is a chick. Animals that are healthy and older than 6 months can reproduce. These chickens are 6 months, so they're able to reproduce. And then, of course, we would need a rooster if we need if we want to fertilize said eggs. So, let's go ahead and get some chicks, I think. Why not? Let's just get some chickens and they'll start producing eggs. I don't know how many we can get. Oh, 50. There it is right there. So let's go ahead and maximize that number. $2,700 with a $250 transport fee. We are absolutely going to have them transported. Yes. All right. Chickens have been purchased. There they are on the farm. Let's go grab some wheat from our silo, and then we'll feed the chickens, and that'll be the last thing that we do here on the farm in this episode. I'm not really sure how much wheat 50 chickens will actually take, but I've got 8,000 liters here, and I imagine that's enough. I thought I was missing that pile of trash. I imagine that this is going to be enough. I obviously don't know that for sure, but I think it will be. I'm hoping it will be. I love the map, but boy, is it hard to move around this farmyard. Again, we are going to definitely run some chickens over now in our farmyard. There's no way we can avoid this at this point, and so just remember that it doesn't kill the chickens, it doesn't harm the chickens, it is just the nature of the pen in this farm. So, all right, we're going to unload the wheat here. Let's see how much they take. Hardly anything. All right, great. I'm so glad that we did that. Let's go ahead and check our animal pen over here to see how much that is. Yeah, they took 750 liters for those 50 chickens. So hopefully when we sleep, we will see the productivity increase, their health increase, and all those sorts of things. Now I'm going to go ahead and unload this wheat that we've got in here, put it back in the silo, and that will be the end of the episode. Thank you so much for coming along. We got the straw put away. We got one of our fields mowed, prepared to be tedded and windrowed. And of course, got a couple of new pieces of equipment on the farm. Oh, hey, by the way, yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't go back and sell that hay or that bale trailer because I figured, you know what? We'll just, from now on, we'll make bales that will fit that bale trailer and we'll use it. You know, we can do that with our Kuhn baler. So that's what we're going to do is we will make smaller bales and we'll use that trailer rather than sell it and get rid of it. And that works just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I suppose we'll have quite a bit to do in the next episode on Court Farm. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you next time right here. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep growing.